Good morning, students. Today, let us discuss this derivation of Mayer's relation, which we have discussed in the last class. Cp minus Cv is equal to R. Okay. Last class we were discussing about specific heat. Okay. Specific heat is given by, what was the unit? Joule per mole Kelvin. So it is delta Q by joule. I told you that heat is shown by Q and delta T. So this is your specific heat. Suppose here I am using 1 gram. It raises the temperature by 1 unit. Okay, 1 degree Celsius. So that is your specific heat. In the place of M, if I consider moles, if I consider 1 mole, the same becomes molar specific heat. These two are not different things, okay? The concept is same only. If you consider 1 mole, it becomes molar specific heat. So here, when we talk about this specific heat, we have discussed that we have two ways of finding that, Cp and Cv. So Cp is the specific heat at constant pressure, and this is constant volume. Okay. Now we are trying to establish a relationship between these two. Now let us think like you might have seen, you use this cooker to cook food. So how is the system there? I will use similar type of system. Okay. So let us say this is called piston arrangement. Okay. So whenever we talk about constant volume, we talk about closed containers. Okay. Now imagine your cooker. When you give some heat to this, what exactly happens? The moment you start giving heat, this is the lid of the cooker. Will it fly off immediately? Inside the cooker there is some content. You might have kept water, you might have put rice or whatever. Okay, there is some content here. Initially what will happen? The heat that you are supplying, okay, initially it heats up the content inside, and after that slowly it will start pushing this piston, this lid, in the upward direction. This is what happens as per our common sense. Okay, so the heat that you are giving, what happens is immediately the lid doesn't rise. Initially the heat is used for heating the content inside, and after that the lid is pushed upwards. So this giving heat process can be analyzed in two ways, okay, in two stages, stage 1 and stage 2. So stage 1, what is happening? Heating the contents which are kept in the cooker. It can be anything, and after that lid goes up. Okay, so let us see this in the form of a diagram. One more point I want to discuss. See, when you have written here C is equal to delta Q by M delta T. Let us say in the whole discussion, I am talking about 1 mole. Okay, I am talking about 1 mole, and obviously delta T is 1 unit. So what happens here? C becomes delta T. Notice this. Okay, whatever heat you are supplying, that is the specific heat. If you are considering 1 mole and delta T is anyway 1, that is the basic definition of specific heat. So if you take the stage 1, okay, let us take the same diagram now. Okay, so let us say this is your piston. So initially you gave some heat, delta Q. What will happen? The content inside gets heated up. Heated up means what happens is the kinetic energy of the particles increase. Okay, the kinetic energy of the particle increase. There is a term here, internal energy. You will be coming across a term called internal energy. Now what is this internal energy means? It is basically sigma Ke of all molecules. You add the kinetic energy of all molecules, that's a work, and that work is internal energy. Okay, so initially it was less. Then when you started giving this heat, the kinetic energy of the particles got increased. When the kinetic energy of the molecules is increasing, you can say that the temperature is rising, right? So what happens is when you give this heat, so the temperature of the content here rises by delta T, right? The temperature of the content rises by delta T. You are anyway considering 1 mole. So after some time, what happens is when let us say this lid is tight. Okay, the lid is very tight. So this whole process, this stage 1 is happening at, if the lid is very tight, initially the heat given is only used to raise the temperature of the content inside. So you can say that this stage is at constant volume. This stage is operating at constant volume. Okay, so in that situation, you look at this expression. So initially you gave some heat, so it is operating at constant volume. So Cv, because this and this anyways you are considering 1, Cv becomes equal to delta Q. Then after that, what you have done, you are still giving heat. So when you still keep on giving heat, this is your piston. So just slightly this lid moves up. Okay, from here to here it moves up. Now here what happened? See, when the lid was tight, then the volume was constant. Okay, when this lid was moved, because you are giving even more heat, what will happen? The lid moved from here to here. That means some work is done on the piston. Okay, so the total heat what you have given is, the total heat what you gave is, some part is used for internal work. Internal work here means the raising the kinetic energy of the molecules, and some part for external work. What is that external work? That raising the piston. Raising that piston. So there is a change in volume. Let us say this volume is V1, the total is V2. So obviously this is delta V. Okay. Till what point this lid will be moved? If that is the point, you have to think that till what point this lid will continue to move in the upward direction. You see here, below the piston there is some content. Above the piston there is air, right? When the outside pressure becomes equal to the inside pressure, the piston will come in a state of equilibrium and the process will stop. That means here two parameters are involved. One is pressure, another is volume. Obviously you are talking about delta V here. Okay, so we have to find work done in terms of pressure and volume, because these are the two parameters which we have. What is work done? Basically, I am going in a very simple way. Work done is force into distance. Divide this by A and multiply this with A. into L is V, F by A is T. Okay. So if you multiply pressure with volume, you basically get work done on the system, and this is the work done here to raise the lid. Okay. So this is what is right now the situation. So now this delta Q is different from the heat you gave initially. Initially you gave some 10 joules. Alright. For 10 joules of work, this much of work is done. Then you kept on increasing. Then you went to 20 joules. So this 20 joules is this. Right. So I am writing this as delta Q is equal to internal work done. Internal work done, basically we are talking in terms of energy expression here. So here delta Q, which is CV only, plus what is the external work done? It is P into delta V. Okay. You can see here in the final stage, the pressure outside and the pressure inside is equal. So stage 2 is operating at constant pressure. So basically what we are doing is the process of supplying heat we are discussing in terms of two stages. Okay, we are not seeing in isolation. Stage 1 first happens, then stage 2 happens. Okay, now if this is happening at constant pressure, the same expression, because denominator anyway is 1 into 1, so this will become, this delta Q will become Cp is equal to Cv plus P delta V. P delta V. What is the relationship PV and our gas equation was? It was PV is equal to nRT, right? I can write P delta V is equal to, because I am using delta V, I will write delta T. Here you are considering 1 mole, so this becomes P delta V is equal to R delta T. R delta T is 1, so P delta V becomes equal to R. So from here you are getting Cp minus Cv is equal to R. So this way we are going actually, okay? This way we are going. So this is the gas equation I have used, and maybe we'll see some numericals on this topic. Okay. So because in the whole process we are talking in terms of 1 mole, so this is molar specific heat at constant P. This is constant V. And what is R? R is universal gas constant, which is 8.314 value. So we have established a relationship called Cp minus Cv is equal to R. So there are few values which you are supposed to remember. This is, I'll write it for degrees of freedom, Cv, Cp and gamma, which is Cp by Cv. This is also called adiabatic index or heat capacity ratio, which I have told you. So here you have monoatomic type of molecules and diatomic molecules. So monoatomic we have discussed, it has got 3 degrees of freedom. Alright, all are translation, and diatomic is 5. It has got 3 translation plus 2 rotation. Okay, so this value is 3R by 2 and this is 5R by 2. These two you have to remember. Once you get this, from this relationship Cv plus R becomes Cp, so it is 3R by 2 plus R, it is 5R by 2, and this is 7R by 2. Okay, so Cp by Cv, only these two are important, and no need to memorize these two also. Basically you are saying that 3 degrees of freedom is there, right? three degrees of freedom is there means in translation it can have velocity in x, velocity in y, and velocity in z. So it can have kinetic energy in x, y, z. Okay, and kinetic energy can be linked with, you have seen that pressure equation on the container. From there I have derived an expression for kinetic energy, which kinetic energy in terms of R and T we have written. So these all things have come from there. Okay, but right now remember this value and this value. When you talk about diatomic, apart from these three, I told you that if you take a diatomic molecule like this, so it can rotate about this, it can rotate about y. This is z. It can rotate about z axis, it can rotate about y axis. What is rotational kinetic energy? Half I omega square. Okay. So you have two additional terms. That's why this phi is coming there. So this divided by this is basically 5 upon 3, is 1.67, and this is 7 upon 5, so it is 1.4. Okay, and gamma and degrees of freedom also can be linked by gamma is equal to 1 upon 2 by f. This is also a useful relation. Put f is equal to 3 here, 1 plus 2 by 3. It is 2 by 3 is 0.67, 1 plus 0.67 is this. Okay, so you have to remember this, you have to remember these values, this whole set. Rest they are implied themselves.